guys, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So lately I've been seeing a whole lot of videos all over YouTube, all over my recommended page, where essentially people share their payday routine and how they sort of budget their paychecks and manage their money and all of that sort of stuff. So from that, I got the inspiration and the idea to share with you guys what my payday routine looks like as somebody who is a self-employed person and creator. Since a lot of the people who tend to film these videos are usually people who have 9-to-5 jobs where their payments and their paychecks are a lot more structured, I thought I would share with you guys what my routine looks like as a self-employed person who basically pays their own paycheck and salary and all that stuff. So basically just everything that is unique and different and specific to somebody who is self-employed. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it is interesting, insightful, maybe you learn something new, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the very first step in my whole payday routine process, before I do absolutely anything else, the very first thing I do is I verify every one of my income streams. So on any given month, usually I'm earning from between 3 to 7 different streams of income. So I have my AdSense paycheck from YouTube, then I have a variety of different affiliates, and then also occasionally sometimes I do a brand deal or a sponsorship. I don't tend to do sponsorships very often because I don't want my channel to turn into an ad space. So depending on the month, sometimes I have 3 income streams, sometimes I have 4 income streams, sometimes it's 7, really depends month to month. And every one of these income streams are unstructured payments, meaning that unlike in a 9-to-5 where every second week or every month or so you're paid the exact same amount of money, usually month to month I'm making a totally different number from every one of these streams every single month. So with AdSense, for example, depending on how many views I got, how many people were watching the ads, that amount of money is going to change every single month. Then also with my affiliates, depending on how many new customers I converted, depending on how many are recurring payments, then those numbers will also change every month. And then on the occasional months where I do a sponsorship or a brand deal, that all depends on the budget of the company, what I was doing for them, and all of that stuff. So for that reason, before I do any other kind of budgeting or planning or anything else, the very first thing I do is check every one of those streams and add up every single one of them so I know exactly how much money is coming to me in that month. And that then gives me a lot more of a sure, shall we say, figure or number to budget with and work with. So then the second step of my payday routine and process, please do not take this as something that everybody has to do or should do. This is just something for me that I do for my own peace of mind and planning. So some of the bills and payments that I have throughout the month or every few weeks, a lot of those are automated, meaning that my bank account is charged automatically without me having to do it manually. And for me personally, I hate ever feeling like my money is even a little bit out of my control. So for my own peace of mind, I have my checking account where all my money is taken out of for bills and all that sort of stuff. And then I have my savings, which is completely and totally untouched. So as soon as I get my direct deposit from AdSense or I get a transfer from my PayPal for my affiliates, I automatically transfer it from my checkings into my savings. Just to really have that kind of peace of mind that not a single penny of my money can be touched until I say so. So I never have to worry about my bank account being charged randomly or losing sight of a payment because every single cent of my money is staying in my savings until I transfer it back. So maybe some other people watching this video will disagree with that. Maybe that's not how you do things, but for my own peace of mind, that is a vital part of my routine. So then we get into the super fun part of adulthood, which is paying bills and recurring payments and all that stuff. So like I said earlier, some of my payments are automated, meaning they automatically get paid from my bank account. Others I have to pay manually. So what I do is within my calendar in my Apple Calendar, I have the dates marked for every one of my payments, whether that is a phone bill, whether it's my Amazon Prime payment, whether it's any of the resources I pay for as a creator. For every single one of those payments, I have written down who I owe and how much money it is. So I write down my phone bill, I write down how much I'm paying for this service, for that resource, so that on that day I know exactly how much money is owed and how much is leaving my bank account. Then on the day that the payment is due, or sometimes even the night before, I will transfer the exact amount of money down to the penny from my savings into my checking, so that every one of my bills and payments are covered. I'm not late in any one of my payments. That way I am 100% confident that everything that has to be paid has gotten paid and the rest of my money is safe otherwise. So then the next very, very vital part of my routine is paying off my credit card. Building up my credit is something I've taken pretty seriously in the last few years, ever since my parents really got me into it. it, especially for things not too far down the road, like buying a condo if ever I want to buy a car or some kind of a bigger purchase. In that case, if I did want to buy a condo, my credit score is basically the #1 determining factor in whether or not I get approved for a loan or something of the sort. So since I'm not really all that big of a spender, I tend to make my bigger purchases on my credit card so that I am actively building up my credit and constantly using my credit card, which is pretty much the #1 way to build up your credit score. So when payday does come around, once I receive all of my payments into my bank account, once I've transferred all the money into my savings, I then immediately make a payment on my credit card just to keep it active and healthy and keep my credit score up. And one other thing I do try to do is I try to pay at least double the recommended rate. So if, for example, my bank is recommending I pay like $50 on my credit card that month, then I try to double it and pay $100. Just something I tend to do for myself. But definitely paying off my credit card, building up my credit score, that is something I take very seriously and something that is a pretty vital part of my payday routine. So then once I'm done with paying bills and payments and all of that stuff, once I'm left with what I'm left with, another thing I do bi-weekly or at least once a month is I deposit money into my RRSP, which, if you are unaware, in Canada is basically a tax-free retirement fund that grows over time. So being 22, almost 23 currently, and being like decades and decades away from retirement age, by regularly putting money in my RRSP every 2 weeks or every month or so, I am really contributing to my financial future and just basically providing for myself. Especially that being self-employed, my retirement is basically whenever I say it is. And honestly, who even knows where my life is gonna be when I'm 40, 50, 60? So for now, just to comfortably set up my future self and my future life, this is something that is another vital part of my payday routine. So then on the more fun side of my payday routine, something I love to do is rewarding myself for all the hard work I've put in over the last few weeks and in the last month. Since I am a full-time content creator, I don't have any kind of an actual business or team linked to my job as a creator. That basically means I am a one-woman band doing absolutely everything and putting on all the various different roles tied to being a creator. So I definitely think that with all that hard work I'm consistently putting in, I definitely deserve to reward myself. So whether that is paying my best friend $60 to do my acrylics, or whether that is taking me and my family out to dinner, honestly, I think that a really large part of keeping myself working hard and focused on my long-term goals is really just finding a balance between all that hard work and working on myself. So after all of that adult stuff, after paying off my bills, paying off my credit card, depositing into my RRSP, definitely taking a little bit of money out of my bank account to treat myself is a vital part of my routine. And then finally, the last step of my payday routine is updating my budget. So I've seen people all across YouTube who do this in so many different ways. Some people use an Excel spreadsheet, some use online budgeting platforms. Personally, I love using Notion. I found one of the best budgeting templates I have ever seen, where I can track all of my spending, all of my income, and the best part is that every single penny of it is all added up in real time. So once I do get to payday, once I know exactly how much money I have totaled for that month, then I can input that into my Notion template, and that just gives me the best possible picture of how much money has come in and how much money is coming out. And this, I cannot express to you guys enough how much this helps in tax season, which is right around the corner at the end of next month. I personally do all of my taxes online using the Wealth Simple tool, so definitely having that Notion template and my income and expenses of every single month all in one place in that template, that just then makes it so much easier to put all that information into my Wealth Simple and makes my taxes so much easier to do. So while I do sometimes struggle to remind myself to put all that information into my Notion template, that is something that helps so much in the long run. And then once I've done that, that is the final step of my payday routine. So yeah, you guys, that is it for my payday routine as a self-employed full-time creator. Hopefully, if you guys like these videos as much as I do, hopefully it was interesting and insightful in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, talking all things finances and money is something I love to do, something I wish had been taught way back when I was in high school. So if you guys want to see any more like finance related videos, definitely let me know down below in the comments because I'd be glad to make them. So as always, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!